Quick is also good in every other sector, though.
I'm getting sick of waiting in these long lines.
Well, I would say every sector. I mean, when you're in the bedroom, the ladies don't like it to be too quick.
Well, it could
That
be,
sounds like a problem you've dealt with.
could be a turn on for them. Like, hey, this guy can't handle me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of something hot and ready. I just went into a Little Caesars recently and I went to go get a hot and ready, and it was not ready. It was not hot. I was sitting there about 30 minutes because so many people are ordering online.
Yeah, I mean, they're neglecting the people that come into the storefront because they have so many orders to fulfill online. It's definitely going to be hard to find a balance unless you completely automate the entire system like a company called Pystro.
Think Redbox. I mean, this is literally like a robot that you say, yep, I want cheese. Yep, I want pepperoni. I want more cheese. Drip a little bit of sauce in there. And cook.
Yeah.
And then out pops your pizza.
Don't take your advice from a bunch of animals. We are not financial advisors, but we do welcome you to join us in the woods for education and entertainment purposes only. We have record numbers from June 2022 of people pulling their Bitcoin off of exchanges. Not cash dollar record numbers, but that's still record number for Bitcoin.
Bitcoins leaving the
Yes,
exchanges?
coins.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
What does that mean? It's not a bad thing. It definitely could be bullish. It means that people aren't directly selling right now. They may be taking their Bitcoin and bringing it over to a Ledger wallet. They may be putting it onto DeFi or onto different wallets, but they're getting it off of the exchanges.
Well, a lot of that could be fear-induced as well. We talked about Voyager filing for bankruptcy.
In this case, it could be that they're worried that the exchange that they're currently keeping their investments on might freeze.
Yeah,
Their
that's what I'm
withdrawals
saying.
and their money's gone forever. So that's why this time around we're saying, is it bullish?
I'd suggest it is bullish because that
could-
means that
yeah.
their concerns are not tied to Bitcoin itself, it's tied to the exchange. So the fact that they're not selling their Bitcoin, they're keeping it, that means that they still believe that it's going to come back.
So get this. While the S&P's been down negative 18% year to date, NASDAQ's down negative 26%, Dow's down negative 14%. This is all year to date. Listen to what XBI, the biotech ETF, listen to its recovery in the last month. Plus 25.96% has been up in the last month. Biotech.
Let's go. That's my portfolio you're talking about, baby.
That is impressive. I mean, even the S&P over the last month has only came back by... No, it hasn't come back. It's minus 0.04% in the last month.
In part, you're starting to see some mergers that are happening. A lot of these bigger biofarms are buying at lows. That's really one huge catalyst for this sector.
Is it cyclical somehow or the other? Like, it just seems kind of like random.
Keep in mind, so XBI has been going down for a while now. It may have been hitting its lows now, and now it's coming back because in 2021, while a lot of these stocks were still going up, XBI was trailing. It hit $165 per share.
Yeah.
That was in February of 21. After that point, it just kept going down.
It fell off a cliff.
Could be at its bottom, making a nice bounce back recovery.
I just think biotech requires very specific due diligence. It's not... I wouldn't say that you can just throw your money into a biotech stock like you can Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola probably isn't going to go out of business tomorrow. So if you didn't get to hear their earnings call or an update on what's going on with Coca-Cola yesterday, if you caught up later in the week, you'll probably be okay. But biotech, it does really make all the difference. You got to watch those very closely. And I think that's why the XBI index, I like it. If I were going long term, that's probably an index I would look at because that would keep me a little bit more well protected, having a lot of stocks in there. And it's got a low expense ratio. It's at 0.35%. That's pretty fair. That's
It
on the low
is,
side.
yes.
A small tip that I would give if I'm trying to invest, I'm looking to make sure that the company either in phase 2 or 3, I oftentimes don't like to go for companies that are in phase 1 trials, and it's just too early. So much could go wrong.
That's good intel. Good
Yeah,
intel.
so I like phase 2 or phase 3, and then I also like to see that they've already had FDA-approved drugs in the past. If this company has had FDA-approved drugs, they know the process, they know how to go through it without hitting any speed bumps. Hunt of the week.
I'm talking about ticker symbol Fox News, Fox Corporation. You've heard of them. They're a news, sports, entertainment company in the United States. They have actually about 29 broadcast television stations. You've probably heard of some: Fox Business, Fox Sports, FS1. I'm choosing Fox as a watch list opportunity because we are in a political midterm year. And once we get closer to the fall, this is when these types of companies start garnering a little bit more ratings. I feel like this is a good opportunity to get in right as the political season really starts kicking into full gear. And with the market the way it's been this year, Fox is actually at a pretty good value. So they're priced right now at about $30.63. They're considered to be way undervalued. According to Simply Wall Street, these guys should be priced closer to like the 70s, 80s. But even from a future growth perspective, over the next 1 to 3 years, they're forecasted 11% growth, and they do pay a dividend. I believe their dividend is semi-annual at a 1.44%. So this gives you, exposure to the communication sector, and of course, the catalyst being the midterms coming up. So Fox.
I'm going to go ahead and roll with ADA. That is the ticker symbol for Cardano. Currently trading at, I think, 46 cents. It is a cryptocurrency, but not just a cryptocurrency. It's a decentralized blockchain that also has taken the proof of stake approach. The main differentiator between them and, let's say, the most popular blockchain, Ethereum, is that they are the first blockchain to have been founded with peer-reviewed research and evidence-based methods. They take a very mathematical approach to the way they do their consensus relative to Ethereum. And what's interesting about Cardano as well is that the team is comprised of members that actually worked on Ethereum in times past. And they have smart contracts enabled as well, which is very significant in the space because that is essentially what differentiates Ethereum from a lot of other blockchains as well, is that you can make transactions on the network without any third party. For me, it's a long-term hold because I think the risk reward is there.
This week's hunt for me is going to be cat. So Caterpillar is my hunt of the week. We all know who they are. They are a world leader with their manufacturing of construction and mining equipment. Essentially, they make engines. They make all sorts of things that you're going to need to bulldoze land, bulldoze these markets so that we can get back climbing up. They are all over the world. They're in the US, they're in Mexico, Canada, China, Australia, just to name a few. And this company is down because of inflation, cost of living. People are not necessarily going out and buying new pieces of equipment. It costs too much. Transporting it, the gas. So people are rather fixing their old items than buying new equipment. I foresee this only being a short while. I do think that Caterpillar is going to be taking off, and hopefully the gas will actually be coming down in price fairly soon here, and we can actually see their sales go up a little bit. They do pay a dividend. Their dividend is $1.20 per share, and that is quarterly. So it's nothing too crazy, but it's still respectable. What's also very interesting, it kind of links back to what I talked about 2 weeks ago about Plug Power. They are actually testing hydrogen-fueled combined heat and power systems. Ooh. And that's something that's actually funded through the government. So I think that that's a really cool avenue. It's a 3-year project in Minnesota. We'll see what that turns into down the road. But I like that they're actually looking at different avenues outside of combustion engines. They closed at $179, and they've been as high as $230 in the past year. So I could see them making it back to that.
Yeah, that's what
I'm a fan of the hunt. I got them on my shelf. Thank you so much for listening to Your $3. Until next time, happy hunting.